Welcome to Notes 4.3 Part 2. So again, we're practicing translating these word phrases or expressions into numerical expressions. So it says 15 increased by 11. That's simple. That's just 15. We know increased by means addition. 15 plus 11. So that's 15 plus 11 matches up with the very bottom expression. 11 less than twice 15. Again, that less than, it does mean minus, but it also means you want to take the 11 and put it behind the 15. So I want to do twice 15 first, then minus 11. So that matches up the first numerical expression. 15 divided by 11, that's very straightforward. It's just a division problem. That matches up with the third numerical expression. 15 minus 11 is also straightforward. It literally is read in order and matches up with the second numerical expression. And 15 less than 11, less than, it does mean subtraction, but that key phrase, less than, I want to take 11 and I want to take 15 less than it. So taking that and putting it all the way to the other side, it is the second to last numerical expression. Right? Number 4, I would like you to do an Ed puzzle. On number 5, it says find the value of negative 7 squared. So what does this mean? This means do 7 squared and then take the opposite. Write that down. Do 7 squared, then take the opposite. So 7 squared is 7 to the 2, which is really 7 times 7, which is really 49. But then take the opposite of 49, so really it's negative 49. So that's what A is. However, for the next one, if I put the negative 7 within parentheses, this says something entirely different. It says do negative 7 squared, which is do negative 7 times negative 7. Now think about our rules about multiplying negatives. A negative times a negative is a positive, right? SSP. So because the negative 7 is in parentheses, it is saying take that exact number and multiply it by itself twice, which will actually give us a positive 49, right? So the key difference is no parentheses, says basically do 7 squared and then take the opposite, which is negative 49. Just keep that negative sign. Within parentheses, right, take that negative 7 squared and actually do negative 7 times negative 7, which is a positive 49. So positive versus negative, right? Now think about it. If I said negative 7 to the third, that would be negative 7 times negative 7 times negative 7. Your answer in this case would be negative, right? And in fact, negative 7 to the third would be negative 343. Not because I had a negative, but because I had 3 negative signs, right? An odd amount of negatives will give me a negative answer. All right, so true or false, negative 7 squared is greater than parentheses negative 7 squared. Well, we know negative 7 squared to be negative 49, and we know parentheses 7 squared to be positive 49. So this is a false statement because a negative number can never be greater than a positive number, so false. Okay. Let's look at number 6. It says Kayla has 20 rings in the drawer, right? She bought 40 more rings. So think about that. That's 20 rings, and then buying 40 more, that's going to be something like plus 40, right? And then she shared the rings she bought equally among herself and 4 friends. So the ones she bought, just these 40, she didn't share these 20, but equally among herself and 4 friends. That's 5 people, right? So dividing by, sharing is division, right? Dividing by 5, how many rings does Kayla now have? So this is an order of operations problem, right? So we have 20 plus 40 divided by 5. So we do the 40 divided by 5 because parentheses comes first. 40 divided by 5 is 8. And then 20 plus 8 gives us, oh, she has 28 rings left. All right, let's read this next one. It says, what is 5 times the difference between the cube of 7 and the square of 3? So 5 times the difference, the cube of 7. Remember 7 cubed, that's 7 to the third. And remember, we're still taking the difference. And the square of 3. Square of 3. 3 squared, that's 3 to the 2, right? So we're taking the difference first. 7 to the 3 minus 3 squared, and we're multiplying it by 5, right? So this is a little bit crazy. You might actually need a calculator on this, but this is really saying 5 times 7 to the third, do the exponent first, is 343, minus 3 squared, which is 3 times 3, which is 9. So you didn't need a calculator for that. You needed a calculator for 7 times 7 times 7, right? 49 times 7. And then 343 minus 9 gives you 5 times 334. And then you'll get your answer of 334 times 5 being 1,670. So they go up very fast, very quickly. That is the end of part 2.